What's up, everybody? Chris over here, founder of PaulandATrading.com. Today, we are looking at, where we are on things. If you like this, please hit the like button, subscribe, send this to a friend of me, friend or enemy. That would really help me out. And if you'd like more about this, you can subscribe to the newsletter, PaulandATrading.com. Let's get to it. Yep, Tesla. We got long. It was at $200 on Monday, or so. It's almost at 250 right now. We got in at like 186, 188 or something. This thing has moved and squoused everybody. Let me start by saying, your political opinion on this is not mine. I'm not doing this as a political, like, I don't own a Tesla. Um, I'm not politically inclined in any ways. I'm a trader, man. Quantitative trader. This thing had the things in place. Boom, went with it. This is a discretionary side of the quant business. And away it went. So got in. This is exactly what you want out of deep out of the money type of trades, where you spend $8 on a call and it's worth $40 in like a week. Now, where is it going to be going? In my opinion, the first thing we're looking for is the 2023 point of control here. So the point of control is where the most volume was traded of 2023. We are just rocketing right up to it so far. 200 didn't even seem like it really mattered. That seems to be the first place where you can see same sort of thing happen in the rally in 2023 here, where it did that really big 150 to 300 move in about a month. It went up to the 2022 point of control. Isn't that cool? This is just where a lot of orders exist. A lot of people have stop losses. A lot of people have take profits. A lot of people have, I've been in this thing long enough. Like, there's just a lot going on here. So the first thing that I'm absolutely interested in is seeing how it trades at 260. Okay. I didn't think I was going to have that discussion until, a week or two or three or whatever, but here we are 3 days later. Another thing I want to point out, let me turn off the volume. Well, actually, before we get rid of volume profile here, there's some gaps, low volume areas. So high volume areas are targets, are prices that get sent to, they get visited. That's like super important to move to. So those are nice areas for targets. But low volume means there's orders sitting there that weren't filled. There's people who still have orders just sitting there waiting. And when, the owners of these exchanges and their cool little liquidity engines go looking at making $5 billion in revenue, and you look at where all that revenue comes from, and it's 4 billion of it is in transactions, or 400 and like almost 90% of the revenue comes from trading transactions. You wonder, do you think that they're going to push it, the software that they own that runs these exchanges? Do you think that that might actually do something to get these things filled? Anyway, the next gap above the 285, then we start looking at around 325 or so. From 315, 325 is the next one, 372, and then there's the all-time high area gap up here at 400, 405. So all of those are targets I'm very much interested in. One thing that happened is, let's get the, here we are. Now, we have these trend lines, okay? The only reason trend lines are actually interesting, again, I just said with straight face a minute or two ago that I'm a quant guy. The only thing that makes these super interesting is that so many people use them and put orders around them. You have a bundle of orders just sitting there in the order book waiting to be for those transaction fees to be applied to the CME and NYSE and NASDAQ and, like all these places and Citadel and everything. So they're juicy. And so what you see is when I write trading algorithms, I write trading algorithms around things like this, where, okay, where is a most likely going to happen? People are going to see that trend line break. They're going to buy. It's going to spike. It's going to pull back. And then it's going to, you're going to breakout, retest, breakout sort of scenario. That's actually how I would do more of my quantitative momentum type trading is wait for a break of something like that, a pullback, and then a breakout of that. So typically we get something like up, down, then up. And then I put an order like right here to catch the long. But since I'm already in such a good level down here, you can see it was a breakout, retest, breakout is what turned this one on. So that's basically what I'm looking at Tesla. Tesla's got some incredible technology coming out. They've got, a boatload of money. They got a CEO who's hyper motivated because, yeah, he just was given the billions of dollars that he was promised for doing the things to Tesla that he said he was going to do. And I'm guessing that now that everybody's aware that guy's going to, first of all, can do what he did and was compensated to do it. And, now robo-taxis and full self-driving and, like all the other things, robots and all these other things that they're talking about doing, some capital, that'll sure help. And boy, are we on our way to get some of that capital, it looks like. So, in essence, no change to my trade. For those of you who are following along with us, this is what we're doing. We're still in this trade. I want to mention that because yesterday in the trading lab, our swing, our equity swing, tactical swing system went long Tesla at 218. And usually it holds for a few weeks. It sold it today at 230. And by the time the signal came out, it was already trading at like 240 or 245. Like it was just such a big screamer. In addition to that, in the trading lab, our swing system got long semiconductors today. It got long Costco today. And it got long financial sector today. Okay. Last week, it got long energy. Let's see how this one's doing so far. Mildly interesting. It got long Berkshire, and I don't know if it got filled for 14.11 or better. Did it? Maybe. There was something that happened earlier this week. I'm not sure if the price, I think it would have been on here. So 414. So no fill yet on the Berkshire one. And then it had already, it had a signal last week in financials, and it just did a resignal this week in financials. All this super exciting. I typically don't see that many positions getting long in a bear market. Ultimately, or at the top. We're in Apple, we're in Amazon, we're in Google, we're in all the big names already, and nothing's changed. Okay, so on to crypto. And yeah, I know you're not, after, yesterday we had that. So we had that reversal come up, back down. So far, it's doing as I said. I didn't want this area to break. So far, it's holding. And hey, we're going into, a holiday. It's a midweek holiday here in the United States. And Bitcoin is predominantly ran off of the US ETFs and the US futures contracts now. So Bitcoin went from, highly Asian leadership years ago to very high US domestic leadership, just mostly because the size of the ETFs that are out here now. And when China shut down mining, a lot of the miners moved to continental United States. So it kind of falls asleep with the US market. So the 4th of July being tomorrow, I would expect a Saturday type candle, a very small range of nothing. But then again, it could very well just kick off on a day where, America is asleep at the wheel. And who knows? We could dump down into this area, down where, I'm looking for, support down into this area if it dumps, followed by moves all the way down into here if those dump. If they don't and we hold, well, we set up some good shorts today. And what I expect to be happening is, yep, right along with the analog, the 2021 analog, by the way, has a sell-off happening right about now. So if that analog is true, then it doesn't actually have to be true, but that is right around before the big move happens. There was a bit of sell-off. This is a bit rocky here before the big move starts happening. Suffice it to say, probably 1, 2, 3 weeks away from all-time highs in Bitcoin, maybe longer. But we're still in that bull regime. Let me take a look at equities, S&P 500. I've been bullish since the October 2022 area. I've been bullish the whole way through, called it in the newsletter, all over the place, everywhere I could. I've been bullish the entire time. I continue to be bullish. I have no reason to see end of this equity bull market. We have the large speculators still historically massive under positioning compared to, what the last time they were this under position was like 15 years ago. And we're at all-time highs. So what I would expect if, they were really that important or smart at their job, they would have already gotten in. What are we seeing right now? Under positioning at all-time highs. Sure, it's hard to kind of see. So, a week or two ago, they kind of eased up here at this 5,500 level. You can see large speculator positioning eased up at around 5,500. Now what happens? We take off and close at all-time highs. Again, 5,539. Yep, closed at all-time highs right now. 5,539. And again, big position, futures and options, hedge funds, large firms are very underweight the S&P 500. The NYSE advancing issues, this is a 10-week average of the NYSE advancing issues. So it's basically when it gets down into this bottom area is when a market is like valued. They've gotten rid of a lot of their, typically it's a capitulative area. It's an excellent area down in here to buy any long positions. And down in this level here that you rarely get, the last time we got that was October 2022. We've only been in that area, 2018 meltdown, the 2020, March 2020, and then September 2022. The last times we were ever that low, it's very uncommon, is, all the way back into a time where it really didn't. So this would have been the US debt downgrade back in 2011. It's very rare that happens. It happened in 2022 when I called the bottom. And then we haven't been able to do it no matter how much people want it to sell off. It has not gotten that extreme yet. It has, though, as you can see, hopefully we can line these up a little better. You can see as it dips, price continues to turn and go higher. That's because these folks are under position and they have to reposition on any weakness. And it's just not getting weak enough for them to feel like, oh, I could really step in here. It may not happen until we break 6,000, 7,000, who knows? But we are looking for a nice move up from here. And as we head into the 4th of July, Delian, a partner of the Founders Fund, S&P 500 all-time high, Russia, Hamas, Iran in shambles. We didn't send a single troop. China's population is collapsing. Economy is stagnated. Landing rockets every 36 hours at manufacturing reshoring at an unprecedented rate. Pax Americana, stronger than it's ever been. Baby, defend your country. Haha. So, feel free to hate us. because you ain't us. No. Anyway, I just thought that was kind of funny. Too many people are focused on the doom and gloom and everything else that's happening. That seemed to be a pretty good take on why would a bull market be happening if all this stuff that everybody always talks about is happening? It's so bad and blah, 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 blah. Why would that be happening if, how could it possibly be happening? Well, things like that, things that he's talking about. We are, the leader in the world as far as the strongest economy in the world, the largest economy in the world, even. If things are good here, things are going to be generally good. It's an environment for things to be good. If it's bad here, then it's bad everywhere. So, that doesn't mean that it's going to be good everywhere. If we're good here, it just means that the opportunity is you're not going to catch a cold when we sneeze. Anyway, love you guys. PaulKnightTrading.com/lab. Come join us in there. This trading system that I shared, that's one of the signals that we generate every week. We have new future swing trading system getting released. We have day trading futures and day trading equities and swing trading crypto, day trading crypto signals coming to the lab soon. So if you want to just get those signals, trade them, see the back tested results, see all the data that goes into them, that's where you would do it. PaulKnightTrading.com/lab. Love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow.